high as I've ever been, higher than heaven sits. Roll up my weed and think about my exes and jealousness, how to stay current and relevant.
Yo, hey guys, it's me again, and today we are going to be painting the rims on my MR2 Spyder black. So, if you guys recall from a few videos ago, I actually retouched and repainted my BMW rims, or wheels, whatever you like to call them. And these things were pretty bad before. They had a bunch of curb rash along the corners, and even some like chemical spills, so they were kind of stained and didn't have that nice finish as they do now. Of course, these are repainted, and so are the calipers, as you can tell. Painted them red. I do have a video of painting the calipers also, if you guys want to see that. Right now they're a bit dirty because I've been using the car a bit, but this is how they turned out. They look real nice. Go watch the video if you guys are interested of that, of retouching and repainting the rims. Now, the original color was silver on these, so of course we went with silver paint. But for the MR2 Spyder here, I thought that a yellow and black would look a lot cooler and contrast a lot more than just silver, right? So I went ahead and did the first two on this side, on the passenger side, gloss black with the red calipers. So I also painted the side scoops here, so it contrasts, of course. And this is the back wheel. Yeah, those calipers definitely stand out real nice. They look great. But if we walk over here, you can see that we're currently working on the front driver's wheel. So here it is, with primer and everything. This is the can that we went with, a Dupli-Color, just like the one from my BMW, except this one is black. Now, it's a gloss black. I know they do sell like a matte black, but the one with the glossy lid is the one you want for it to look real nice and glossy. Here we're spraying the lug nuts as well to match. I'm leaving the center caps chrome because just add a little bit of contrast, and it does have a little bit of red with the Toyota logo, so it kind of looks nice the way they are. We're also using some primer, filler primer. So yeah, we're currently working on this wheel right now, and I'll go ahead and walk you guys through this one right here and show you guys how they come out. Alright everyone, this is what you're gonna need to start painting. Now obviously the first thing you're gonna want to do is wash your wheels. You don't want any dirt or anything on them, so go ahead and wash the front with some soapy water, and you're also probably gonna want to wash the back side as well. There's always going to be some overspray that's going to get on there, and the backside is usually where there's a bunch of grease and oil caked on, and paint really isn't going to stick to anything like that. So go ahead and clean it. It doesn't have to be too clean, but at least clean enough where the overspray would stick and it won't look all messy. So the second thing you're going to want to do is sand it for an even finish. I went ahead and went with 80 grit to start, and then work your way up from there. The higher the grit, the smoother it'll be before you primer it. All this that I'm doing here is stuff that I did in my last video for my BMW rims, sanding and putting Bondo and everything. But luckily for me, these wheels on the MR2 Spyder weren't that bad. They didn't have a lot of curb rash, so I really didn't have to sand it that much or put Bondo. Maybe just on this one wheel and that's it. But if you guys are interested in learning how to do more detailed sanding and putting Bondo on your wheels, go check out my other video from my BMW where I go more into detail about the sandpaper and everything like that. But with that being said, you don't have to do this, of course, if your wheels are in great condition. So all you really have to do is wash it and just, I guess, start spraying. Now I do recommend buying a tack cloth to get rid of like all the lint and hair or dust that falls every so often in the garage. It picks it up real quick. They're only like 97 cents. And so first you're gonna need 2 to 3 coats of primer on the wheel. The primer is a filler primer, so if there's small imperfections, it might fill it. Especially with bigger coats of primer, it might fill it, so it'll look a lot smoother as opposed if you don't use primer at all. The primer also makes sure that your paint, especially black, would stick for sure on your wheel, because if you just spray black paint on your metal bare wheels, who knows if it sticks or not. I didn't use primer for my BMW. That's because I was just retouching the rims and everything of the same color. But this, as we're changing the entire color of the whole wheel from silver to black, just go ahead and use primer. That's probably the biggest part. It fills in a lot of the little scratches and everything, and it came out great. So after you primer, of course, wait 10 minutes between each coat, and after you put like 2 to 3 coats, you can start spraying your paint. So your paint, you're gonna wanna do one real thin layer, real light, just to get it started so your following coats can have something to stick on. So my second coat, I usually like doing like a medium one with more coverage. You might be worried about the paint running, but honestly, if you're in a well-ventilated garage or whatever, the paint dries fairly quick, so you really don't have to worry about running too much. So your second coat, just make it a medium one, get some coverage on there. And the last one, or your third coat, is going to be the heaviest, because you really want this thing to look real nice and wet, I guess. You really want that wet look for your gloss black rims. So adding heavier coats as you go along is what made mine look real nice. Now it is also optional to add clear coat to your wheels. I found out that the clear coat really didn't do anything in making the wheels glossier or anything. Basically all they do is just adding some protection on top of your paint, so it's less likely to chip later on if you drive over rocks or hit a curb or something. The clear coat is just there to protect it, a little protective layer. And you really only need around 2 layers, 2 coats of clear coat. And I went ahead and just put some heavy coats just for full coverage, because the paint underneath was already semi-dry and it had that to stick onto. So you can go ahead and use heavier coats with a clear coat. But here is the finished product with the black rims. I think they actually turned out a lot better than I was expecting. For around $50 all in, these things actually came out real nice. They're definitely a lot glossier than what I was expecting. They definitely look 10 times better than if you just went ahead and bought some Plasti Dip for your wheels. That looks, honestly, that looks shitty, and the Plasti Dip is gonna peel off eventually. With this paint, especially with the clear coat, you can have the confidence knowing that it'll last a little bit longer than Plasti Dip. So I just went ahead and got some footage during the daytime of the car driving, so you guys can see how they actually look on my MR2 Spyder. I think they came out excellent, especially with the red calipers. It definitely makes it pop a lot better than it did before with just silver and silver. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I guess that's about it for this video. See you guys later. Peace.